colder than I thought. What windy.
What is up, guys? It is the day after we bought the new vehicle. Now that you got a chance to sleep on it, what do you think of it?
I think you people are gonna be triggered. But I think it's cool.
You know, it's a pretty awesome feeling to own one of the most talked about vehicles going into 2020. So I can't wait to show you guys, and your mind's gonna be blown.
Wait till you see the setup.
Our mind's already blown. Well, you guys, I know I left you on a cliffhanger in the last video, so what did I end up buying? Well, I'm happy to say I got the new Tesla. This thing is sick. It's packed full of features, and I'm one of the first people to have the Tesla truck in America.
I saw this old ride listed for sale, 10 years old, and it looked like hell. All my friends said don't, I replied, oh Lord, it's a
Tesla Cybertruck full of whores.
It stores my tools, can haul a load, but it drinks up gas, and now I'm broke. Well, I jacked it up, put on lifted off-road tires with B-locks on. Dude, it's got a little attitude, ain't it grand? It does the mud as well as the sand, it defines me who I am. It's more than practical, it's a statement. If you ever think I'll sell it, good luck. American made, and it's my truck. Before I was just another guy, look at me now, I'm way up high. Might look like I have it just for show, cause it'll dust up any dirt road. I jacked it up, put on lifted off-road tires with B-locks on. Dude, it's got a little attitude, ain't it grand? It does the mud as well as the sand, it defines me who I am. It's more than practical, it's a statement. If you ever think I'll sell it, good luck. American made, and it's my truck.
But as you can hear right now, this wind is insane. So let me do some explaining, show you why we got the Tesla truck, and I think you guys will understand more at the end of the video. But my hands are getting cold, so let's hop in this thing. Are you serious? And that's with the seat back. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. This right here is why I bought this vehicle. So I know a lot of you out there are asking, what the hell are you doing? Selling your truck, buying a Tesla. I mean, this is the Cybertruck, so how can you hate on me for that? One of the first people to ever own the Cybertruck. That's pretty cool. Shout out to Elon, we're good friends. I was just on the phone with him earlier telling him a few things that he should probably tweak with this thing. So as you guys know, I've always wanted to do a van build. That's been a dream of mine for a long time. Getting a full-size Sprinter van, decking it out, turning it into a little moto van that I can travel across the country, go to different events, meet people, and just ride and enjoy life. I had about 10 picked out and I was ready to head south, but every single one that I was going to look at had little things wrong with it, and I've just heard so many horror stories with those Sprinters. And the fact of the matter is they can be super reliable. A lot of them have, you know, 300, 400, 500. I think the highest I saw was like 750 1,000 miles on them. And the one with 750, I want to say was the original engine, which is insane. But when things go wrong, you got to get the wallet out. If you're out and about and it's something beyond your repair, you have to get it towed somewhere. Only certain mechanics will work on them. And if you're out on the road, that can be a big headache. So what really turned me away from the Sprinters is just the fact that the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I didn't need something that big. It would be different if I was going to live out of it full time. Sure, the extra size, of course, without a doubt, would be awesome. But I was just looking for something to maybe do a month-long, 2-month-long, if that, trip in, and I just didn't need something that big. The point of going on a trip is to explore new areas, not to spend all day in your van, car, whatever. So as long as you have somewhere decent to sleep at night, that's all I was concerned with. The reason I didn't want to go with like a work van or a conversion van is they are terrible on gas. With a fully loaded van, I'd be getting like 12 to 15 miles of the gallon on the highway. And if I was a millionaire, I'd go out and buy a brand new Ford Transit with the EcoBoost, but it just didn't make sense right now. Like I said, I don't need something that big. So my biggest concern really came down to fuel economy and livability. And I started looking at the minivans, the Honda Odyssey, Toyota Sienna. So I spent hours on the forums trying to find the best year for the Odyssey or whatever minivan that I wanted. And the Odyssey had a couple good years, but the main one was 2009, where it had all the transmission bugs worked out. And with that, I'd have to tow a trailer, obviously, and then I'd be only getting like 22 miles a gallon on the high side on the freeway. So in the end, it just didn't make sense. Like, I'm only getting a few miles better than I would in a different van or truck. Granted, I would have had more interior space, but it just wasn't necessary. It didn't make sense in the end, and I'm glad those 2 other deals didn't work out because I might have ended up with one. Thankfully, I came across this video on YouTube. This guy converted his Toyota Prius into a mini camper. Now, this thing was decked out. He had a roof rack on it that had a cargo bin and a solar panel, and he had a hitch carrier on the back that he stored a bunch of gear in, and on the inside, it looked plenty comfortable, and he said there was like 7 feet of total length to lay down on, and that was a big deal for me. I'm 6'4", so I needed every inch that I could get. But after watching that video and a few other videos, I thought it might be possible. Now, I know a few of my subscribers out there probably watch the Kleb, and he actually has a Prius that he did something similar in. He made the journey all the way across the country in his, towing, I think it was 3, maybe 4 bikes, and it made it no problem getting great fuel economy. And the more I thought about it, I was like, man, that's something I want to do. That sounds fun. That sounds hilarious. Who wouldn't want to see a Prius towing a bunch of dirt bikes? And sure enough, we didn't go with the Prius. We got the new Tesla, but it's just that much better. And so getting into some of the features, these seats fold completely down. I am probably going to take the middle seats out just because it's not necessary for when I'm traveling. And that way I can design some type of box to replace it so it remains flat. And that way I can store stuff in it, whether that be food, clothes, whatever I want to store. There's a hidden door in the back here that gives you access to the spare tire, and there's a bunch of cargo space. But as you can see, there's plenty of room in here. My first car was a hatchback, and I kind of forgot how much room they do actually have. But I'll let you guys listen for a second. And if you don't hear anything, that's because the engine is not running. I'm able to run the heat and the air conditioning with the engine turned off. And then when the batteries get low enough, it'll kick on for a little bit to recharge them. So after watching a few videos, reading some forums, people are sleeping in these things all night, spending like $1 to $1.50 in gas, and that's on the worst condition. Like if you have semi-decent weather out, but you just want to keep the AC on to keep the humidity down, you'll probably spend less than $1. And that's if you even have to run it in the first place. But as you can see, this whole video, the engine hasn't been on, and I've been in here relaxing. It's maintaining the perfect temperature. I have it set to 75 right now. It's a little on the warm side, but that right there is what sold me on this. I always wondered how I was gonna heat something. I could have gone with a diesel heater. The AC is a whole nother story. That would have been difficult to figure out, especially in a big full-size van that you're trying to keep cool. With something smaller like this, it's got no problem at all keeping the climate where you want it. But this is it, guys. This is the future traveling machine. Shout out to Elon Musk once again for hooking it up. I'm just really excited to see how this works out. I'm searching right now for a small cargo trailer to use. The one that I'm looking at has a V nose. I want to keep it as aerodynamic as possible for fuel economy. I believe the trailer that I was looking at was a 6x5, Something weird like that, just enough to fit a dirt bike in long ways. Maybe 2 if I'm lucky, and then some gear on top of that. But I'll keep you guys in the loop. I have a couple picked out. I might actually have the chance to work with a trailer company and make some kind of deal that way, but I'm looking forward to it. This is the new moto rig. I filled it up earlier from completely empty, and it cost me $20. And I wouldn't want something fully electric because then I'd have to worry about running out of power and the long charging times. It just doesn't make sense for the kind of trips that I want to do. But I've been in here messing around for about 30 minutes and that engine still hasn't kicked on. If you want to lay in the back like this, you have this awesome view out of the glass, and make fun of it all you want. I don't care. I think it's going to be awesome. And I thought it'd be funny, piss some people off, and have a good time doing it. But other than that, I hope you all enjoy the video. I hope you enjoy my new Cybertruck. Look forward to future content. Let me know what you want to see me do to this thing. I'm looking forward to doing some trips in this very soon. We'll do a few test runs locally before we do that. I just got to get the trailer. Oh, the engine finally kicked on. That is pretty cool. But leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike, doesn't matter either way. I just appreciate you watching. Subscribe if you're new. Turn the notifications on if you don't want to miss out on future adventures. But until tomorrow's video, I'll see you then.